Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. There is a Ramah in Yeridea Siman Kuf Chav Zayin, which is Hilchas Yayin Nesach, which is a very, very Yesodistic Ramah, who is, I don't know if the word is trustworthy, but who is eligible to decide matters when matters are in question, if they're kosher or not. You know, a lot of people are questioning the kashrus. A lot of people are questioning the status of the situation. Who could you trust as a verification? If this person says it's good, it's good. And it's in so many halachas. And I'll give you some examples soon. But listen to this Ramah. Again, it's a Ramah, Yeridea Siman Kuf Chav Zayin Seif Gimel. Over there, he says it Gabi Hilchas Yayin Nesach. So the Ramah says like this: Kol heicha de ischazik davar beisser. Whenever there is an item that's established, an item that's an established usser, it's something negative. Kagoin tevel. Tevel is something that was not given meiser from. Meiser was not taken yet from it. Oy chatichas basar she'ena menukeres, or there was a piece of meat that the chaylev was not removed. The parts that you have to remove to make it kosher to eat, there are still parts that we know. I mean, until you remove it, there are parts that are not kosher there. Ein ha'ed nemon olav l'ha'tiroi. Just one person can't come say, "Oh, it's good." Ella imkain biyadai l'saknoi, unless he was able to take care of it. If that person, it was in his hands to take care of it, it was in front of him, and he held it and whatever, as he'll soon say, then yeah, why should you not trust him that it's all fine? And he brings some more examples. Shocking. He goes further and he says, the Isha and a woman. We know that halachically there's different shilas when you trust a woman in different dinim. Isha ne'menes bedavar iser loymar tikantiv. Even a woman could come along and say in a matter something which was usser. Take something which might be chaylev. And he'll give an example. A woman could come and say, this thing doesn't have that isser anymore. Kagoin, he brings an example. Nikar basar, if a woman says, I took out the chaylev, ukadoimaloi, then you could trust a woman if a woman says, I took care of it. Avol besafik, shema ein kan isser. But if it's something that is in great doubt, kagoin shetzricha levarer dogim tmeim mitahirim, something that you have to verify and be very careful to choose the kosher fish from the non-kosher fish and be very exact, or something that is very complex and very detailed. You have to do a lot of study and know the details of each part of the halacha. Ein isha ne'menas, and in these halachas, a woman cannot paskin. And you need more than that to verify the kashrus to change the status of this kosher, of this item from a cheskas isser to change its status into kosher. Why am I bringing this up? Obviously for kosher meat, to make something that starts off with dam inside and chaylev inside, obviously is what the Shulchan Aruch speaks about. I do see that this shaila is very relevant to a very appropriate controversy that's going on lately. And now in the summer especially, a lot of places, bungalow colonies and homes and public places, they utilize the possibility of having an Eiruv. And they carry on Shabbos because of the Eiruv, which is, I'm not going into the conversation. How do you make an Eiruv and what type of properties you could make an Eiruv, etc., which is a completely different discussion, and that's a complex halachas and difficult halachas on its own. I'm here to explain what does halacha say about who, once the Eiruv was legally, halachically put up, a kedash or kedin, obviously in a place where you could put an Eiruv, and the Eiruv was placed properly. Things do happen. The Eiruv gets broken due to the wind, due to violence. I don't know whatever could happen to the Eiruv. So the Eiruv has to be checked from time to time. Who is the right person to come along and say, I checked the Eiruv, and the Eiruv is kosher. This Shabbos, everybody's allowed to carry it because the Eiruv is kosher. Does it have to be the Rav of the city, the Dayan of the city? Could it be anybody, maybe not the most learned person? Just tell somebody your job should be walk around the camp, walk around the bungalow colony, walk around the city, the shchuna, just to make sure that the Eiruv is fine. So this conversation I saw in different svarim, and this is how they go about this topic. So they begin this discussion by quoting that the chayra, the comparison could be to the opening statement that was made, that anything which is biyadon l'sakein, anything which anybody is able to fix in their own hands, it's not that needs time and it needs a lot of investigation. Anything, when you see a problem, you could fix it right away. Ne'amanim, a person is trusted. And that's what we just opened up, what the Ramah said. And that's why we find that the Shulchan Aruch paskins, that for shchita, for nikur, for hafrashas challah, you can't eat all these things unless there was a kosher shchita, a kosher nikur, and a kosher hafrashas challah. Yet, people are trusted if they say it was kosher, it was a kosher shchita, it was a kosher challah was taken, nikur was done, because the person saying it was biyadon to do it. He was there. He said, I was able to do it, so why not trust him? So l'chayra, anybody walking around and seeing that the Eiruv is fine, if he or she would have seen a problem, could have fixed it. So l'chayra, they should have this ne'amanus. And in a certain sense, it's even greater than shchita. If a person has this ne'amanus by shchita, which is already after the fact, because the animal was already shechted, of course, by an Eiruv, it's not after the fact, because it's still biyadei l'sakein. Of course, a person should have a level of trust in Eiruv, perhaps even more by shchita. However, the flip side to this is, we do find that legabe other things we don't trust just anybody. For example, when it comes to bedikas chametz, Tosfos says that even though a person saying that I did bedikas chametz, you should trust them because it's biyadam. Everybody's able to do bedikas chametz. Why not trust them? Something that they're able to do. But Tosfos adds one more dimension. Tosfos says, since the whole bedikas chametz is midrabanan, since it's midrabanan, we trust them. If it would have been a midoraisa, if it would have been a Torah concept to do, we would have not trusted just a regular person. Why? Because Tosfos adds, mishum deika tircha yisera v'tzarich dikduk gadol. Because to do bedikas chametz is a tremendous effort, and you have to be tremendous care. You need tremendous care. And I don't know if everybody will have that effort and care. So, because it's a darabanon, we'll let it pass. But a thing of deraisa, not. So, add that today's Eiruvin, which most of the Eiruvin of today we cannot do anyways on a deraisa. Because as it says in Siman Shin Samach Dalet Tzeiv Beis, our Tzura Sapesach, our Eiruvin that we do, we anyways don't do over a Shusar Rabban Da'iraisa. It's anyways for a Darabanon. So perhaps it would be like B'dikas Chametz. So if this is if this is our way of thinking, again, you might not need the most learned person. But let's think about this. What does the Gemara mean? What does Tosfos really mean when he says that B'dikas Chametz has this issue, that it has tircha v'tzarich dikduk gadol, that it's effort to do it, and you have to be very, very careful. L'cha'ira, the shchita, to do shchita, is a din da'iraisa, and it also needs, it is a tircha to do shchita, and it is dikduk gadol. You have to be very careful of how to do a proper shchita. And nevertheless, we do say it has all these 3 points, and it's midairaisa. And nevertheless, we say you could trust a woman if she says it was shechted. So how does this work? What exactly is the explanation of the dikduk gadol and the tircha yasera? So the Agoras Hashri explains that even though that we do find that in dinim da'iraisa, for nikor, for chelev, for melicha, if a woman says she took out the blood by salting the piece of meat, we trust them, and it's all fine and vile. That's because these are inyanim, these are dinim that they're fluent in. And these are inyanim sheyoidim hanashim sheyesh vaday iser. The women know what's a problem. They know that blood is a problem. They know that chaylev is a problem. They know how to get rid of it. It's not too complex. It's not too deep. It's not too confusing. Avola b'dikas chametz, but b'dikas chametz, once the woman does a partial b'dikas chametz, she thinks it's done. She doesn't realize the mashu chametz. She doesn't realize how far you have to go in chametz. She doesn't realize that every small crack in the chametz in the wall is a problem of chametz. So over there, that's the problem, or the lashon the Hagaras Hashri says. Soivrois, the woman thinks she'ein chametz b'chur mebistakim. She thinks there's no big halacha of chametz in the little cracks in the wall. So she won't check there. If you look at it that way, it's not only what takes effort in doing, it's also a mindset. What is the mindset of the person? What is important and what is not important? As the Ramah I just said, I quoted in the beginning of this year, is nikar basar. The woman knows that chaylev is asur. Safek asur, the Ramah said you can't trust just anybody, because by a safek isur, for example, to switch to verify the kosher fish from the non-kosher fish, it all looks alike. Not everybody will be trusted. So based on this, if you analyze it this way, you need somebody, not only that has not only that's not, I don't want to use the word lazy, not only that's going to know the job of what the Eiruv looks like, and not only that's biyodon l'sakin, that knows how to fix an Eiruv. You need to have somebody that actually knows the details of the halachas of the Eiruv to know what the problem is. Because based on the Hagais Hashri, it comes out that the difference between the different halachas that a person is trusted or not trusted depends on when you know that there is a problem. A halacha that you don't know that it's even a problem, you can't be trusted on. So, la halacha, it comes out that the person looking to verify and to make them based on her verification, you make the announcement the Eiruv is kosher, you're allowed to carry, is dafka somebody that knows the nitty gritty, knows the details of the halacha of Eiruvin. He knows besides what the kosher Eiruv looks like or not, how do you fix it? He has to know the details of the Hilchos Eiruvin to make sure that every detail of the Eiruv is kosher, kedusha, kedin.